we've seen so many linebackers in this league change the game. Could you name the linebacker when you played in the game that you remember that changed the game? And do you see somebody that is in the league right now, a linebacker that is going to change the speed of the game now than it did when you played?
The linebacker that really changed the game for me growing up was Suggs, Terrell Suggs. And the only reason he changed because when I was coming up, I was watching him in college. I think it was the senior year, and he had the top sacks in a college NCAA. And I was like, yo, I need to. That's where I want to be, because I had the body shape. Because I was never a guy that was 6'4", 250, 260 natural. I was just a lean guy that knew how to get to the QB, and just watching him and seeing that a lot of people start going to that 3-4 type, that hybrid drop, was perfect for me. I loved it, because when I got to San Fran, they still had that one rush outside linebacker and one drop, which was Manny, and the other one, RP, my guy, Perry Harrelson. He was the rusher, and then when I came to the league, guys that took the quarterback, but also dropping coverage. So with that being said, to answer your question, it was T-Sizzle, and then after I was done, I love Von Miller, but it's so much going on, me personally, but I really love the guy, the Bengals, man. I think it was number 99. It was a DN. I know he ain't a linebacker, but I just love his style. He reminds me of a hard-nosed guy that just come full tilt every play.
Oh, by the way, I know you were teammates with Perry Harrelson. I'm sending condolences. I know you're probably close with him. He obviously passing away the last time since we had him on the show.
R.I.P. Rest in peace.
Yes.
And hopefully him and his family. His family is, doing better. I mean, I lost a cousin. I lost a nephew this year, early in this year. So I know what it's like to miss family members and lose family members that early. So.
Yeah. So you mentioned Cincinnati, and I see on your Instagram, your Instagram is at Cincinnati 1985 DB. So the Cincinnati football community, I mean, they've got to be on cloud nine right now between the Cincinnati Bearcats, what they did in the college football season, making the playoff as a non-Power 5, and then the Bengals going to the Super Bowl. So have you gotten accustomed with the football culture over there in Cincinnati? And if so, what was that like?
Being that I'm from Cincinnati, I was a little bitter taste because, coming out at the time, they didn't pick me or looked at me. I was kind of upset because I would love to play for my home team because growing up, that's what we were, like Bengals. I'm talking about the great thing about playing for San Fran was I got to play next to guys that I watched us draft and I loved, like Takeo Spikes, Justice Smith. I got to play with, even at the time, outside linebacker. It'll come to me later.
Patrick Willis?
Watching that team and watching Bearcats, because my nephew's name is Kenyon. And my sister named him after Kenyon Martin at the time. So his name Kenyon DeMar Johnson. So that'll tell you how much we were diehard fans. So, during this time, I had a bitter taste. So I hate it. I felt like we had a curse, especially the Bengals, because we have good teams. We get to the playoff or something like the ankle with Carson Palmer happened or, we just couldn't get over. So being that I haven't been really watching football, my sister like, oh, we winning. We got that boy Chase. We looking good. They all young. He's having a good year, being ranked, and she calling me going crazy. And then we get to the playoffs with the Bengals. The next, we win the Super Bowl. It was just like nonstop calling me, everybody on my Facebook, you should have been a Bengal and this and that. So it was pretty crazy, man. I'm not going to lie. It made me become a fan again for the Bengals, man. I probably, because some people think I'm a bandwagon, but, I represent the teams that I play for. But I still always have love for my hometown team because that's my stripes. That's where I came from. So to see that the year that them boys put in this year, I give respect and his love, and I became a fan. I just pray that, that they continue to do it and stay healthy.
As everybody knows, we are talking to former 49ers, Packers, and Broncos linebacker Diyral Briggs. Last question for me. This season coming up, there's a lot of teams and a big transition with the NFC and the AFC. A lot of the NFC quarterbacks are moving to the AFC, and the dominance of the NFC for, I would say, the last 10 years has been definitely stands out. I mean, with Tampa being there, with Tom Brady moving over there, you have obviously Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, all these different quarterbacks and all the dominance of the NFC. Now it's transition with that AFC West with the Chargers being as dominant as they are, the Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders and all the different teams that are there, and then with all the transition with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers adding the quarterback in the draft and all these teams upgraded. The AFC has been more dominant, could be more dominant than the NFC for the first time in a very long time. When you look at the transition of both leagues, what stands out? What do you believe is going to stand out the most this year?
Me, I'm honestly a firm believer it's chemistry. It's chemistry and for real being healthy. I think that's what's going to stand out in defense, because I'm a true firm believer of that, because defense win championships, man. That's what's going to get you, that over that hump, man. That and shout out to my guys, special teams. I can't forget about special teams. That's what I think makes the difference maker than anything, and, with a lot of these transitions and, a lot of things going, it's still to me, any given Sunday, and I just think that being more prepared and understand the aspect of your defense being good, your special teams being good, and having that chemistry is great, because I know when you look at the Green Bay Packers, at that time back then, I don't even think we did that well in preseason or in the beginning of the season, because sometimes we call it the pretenders in the first of the few months and then the contenders at the end of the month, because that's when it counts. Because you could be cooking in the beginning of the season and then during that break of the next half of the season and you go down that, man, it could be bad, man, so that's really what I truly, feel, going into the next year, man. It's really, up in the air, unless I could see a team, that I'm there or watching closely, that's seeing the chemistry and seeing the special teams and just seeing them clicking, man. So
my last question, just since the last time we've had you on the show, has there what have been some of the notable events you've done in terms of your work with the kids with disabilities, and what are some of the help things that you've done to help raise awareness for it?
Well, what I'm working with my company, we went to a expo, autism expo, where we had an opportunity to just give more resources to families and just people in general about the autism and what we offer. And me already putting together kind of more of a work exercise type of program for kids with autism, because with that it helps with coordination, it helps with just a lot of other things that a lot of kids that with autism can benefit from coordination, from balance, man, from just a lot, and it's allowed me to just be able to express that more, because now with the kids being inside, man, they're gaining weight, man, and it's a healthy thing, it's health, and I think that's been my whole push, was that I may not be the best when it comes to the research or whatnot, but I know for sure what exercise does to the mind, body, and the soul, and what I've learned about how it can help, benefit for kids with special needs, knowing that now that I have a daughter with special needs, it's just been my push, man. It's just exercise, so that's kind of been an event that I have. I'm also trying to put together another event for autism, for just more resources, just trying to get more awareness out there, man, in different cities and even different countries, because a lot of people don't know in different countries it's kids that's just the same that have autism, but over there it's kind of shunned upon, or they don't have the resources, or they get left behind. And the one thing about Mr. Diyral Briggs, he'll never want a kid left behind. So
that's awesome.
Great
You're
message.
special. You're a special person, man. As everybody knows, we are talking to former 49ers, Packers, and Broncos linebacker Diyral Briggs. Anything you need from us, or you want us to do an event over here, bring you over here. We can work. We know a lot of people out here. I know a lot of people out here. If you want to do an event out here, Speedy right here, he actually is autistic. So,
and I knew a lot of people growing up with a lot of the same things that your daughter was going through too. So I sympathize with every one of them. I knew a lot of what they went through. So I don't have it to the same level as those people did, and I struggle watching them having to go through what they do every day. So always supporting your daughter and all the other kids you work with all that.
Absolutely.
But see, what I love is, look, Speedy, look, you are awesome, dude. Look at that.
Thank you,
You
man.
wouldn't even notice. That's what I love about my kids, man, is because once they get something, they master it. And it's brilliant, man, because everybody can't do that. So I love it, man. I'm sorry. That gives me the chills, bro. I appreciate it, man. You know, that's something that I would love to do, is to get out there and we have a huge event. Maybe I can sign autographs, man. We should definitely link up and do something like that, man. But once again, it's a pleasure being on Loudmouths, man.
Thank you.
Hey, man, like I said, I wish you guys the best, man. And if you stay in tune right now, please lock into these guys, man. Roll with these guys, man, because they doing something great, man. And you want to be a part of this ride, I tell you guys. So I appreciate it, fellas.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Diyral. And we'll be in touch. This time, Speedy, and I would like to do an event with you. And we know Gary Brown out here. He does a lot of events over here for Toys for Tots. So I know you know Gary.
Me and him are very close. We used to do an event with one of our doctors, a concussion event. You know, we come together and talk about concussions, man, and do a lot of things, man. And me and him began to, really, click and bond, man. He does a lot of stuff out there, man. That man is involved, man. And I definitely love to be with, either be close to what he's doing. You know, that's he really inspires me. So that's something that I'm gonna reach out to him, let him know, like, listen, dude, I got some guys that, I don't know if you talk to them, but they willing, they brought your name up, and I think it'd be great that we could just get something going, man, dude. I'm glad you said something about that, man. I'm gonna really reach out to him, man, and maybe we could really get
Absolutely.
something going,
we should definitely do something out here. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of events and places that we can do it, and it could definitely bring a lot of people together. There's a lot of autism over here, a lot of people, special needed kids that need the help. So, and like I said, Speedy's autistic, and you wouldn't even know that he's autistic, and that's what makes it so special, that if you put the time and energy into what you do and you work really, really hard. I remember when he started here, he was horrible, and I sat here and I worked with him, and he's become a natural talent, and it's amazing. If you put the time and you work in it, it doesn't matter what you are, autistic, it doesn't matter. If you put the time in, you work hard enough, you can do anything you want to. So it's an amazing story.
Yes. And I'm a firm believer behind my guy. No matter what you do, if you put the work into it, it will come to you. I don't care what it is. If you put the work, it will come to you. And shout out and love and inspiration to my guy, Speedy!
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Diyral. We'll talk soon, man.
Thank you, Diyral.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.